Well, hello guys, PokePlayer, and today I'm back for another Wi-Fi battle, and this Wi-Fi battle is against Raymond. And I'm really sorry that I've not been that active on the channel the last few days, because that's mainly because I had a family weekend and it was really busy, and I didn't really had the time to upload any videos. But this battle is a PU battle against Raymond, and it is a lot of fun, I have to admit, because Raymond brought some really cool mons and I brought some really cool mons as well. So without further ado, guys, let's hop into this battle. Raymond did brought some new Pokemon, but I didn't really care because it didn't do that great in this battle either way. But he leads off with the Wally as I lead off with my Torkoal. Burn baby burn. It is a really good mon, and really, no honesty, Torkoal is really good in PU, but the Rock's weakness on a spinner is always that really bad. But he goes for the hidden power right here. And I predicted something like a Psychic to come through, and I am an Assault Vested Regi, so I know that I can take these hits. Really, really good. So now I go to my Torkoal again, predicting his switch into the Wormadam, but my opponent made another switch, and he switched to the Primeape, which was fine for me as well. So now my opponent switched out because he knows that he can't touch me. And right here I just decide to set up my rocks, because these are useful on his team, because I know he would probably usually switch a lot, because that's what people like to do. But I predicted him to overpredict, and I stayed in because I knew most Behemoths like to run Psy Shock, because that's what most Psychic type monsters run. They usually don't run Psychic anymore, but I use some monsters with Psychic just for the sake of people assuming that Psy Shock, that you always run Psy Shock. So now I switch out because I know that he might he would just go for another one, and I needed to preserve my Torkoal at good amount of HP. So I go to my Girafarig. He wasn't that useful on the battle, so that's why I decided to sack him off a little bit. But I take the Psy Shock, so I can do at least a bit more damage to Wally. I know that the Hyper Voice would not kill, but he decides to switch out and goes into the Wormadam. And looking at how much damage it actually did, plus rocks, this Hyper Voice does around 30%. Yeah, 30% with rocks, which is okay, being a resisted hit. And this Wormadam is probably specially defensive, maybe physically defensive, I don't really know. But it did enough damage. So now I go for the Baton Pass because I make Calm Mind Baton Pass set. I usually try and Baton Pass it to other mons, but now it's a good type of initiative. So I go into my burn baby burn, but he goes for the Toxic, which is a bummer because Torkoal doesn't like Toxic. Nope, because I needed to preserve my Torkoal for the Primeape and the Kecleon and all the other mons, which are a problem to my team, because he had some physical attackers and I needed to preserve my mons for his. So right now I decided to switch out, predicting his Protect, because that's what most Wormadams like to run, and I go to my Ratatouille, my Raticate. This is a Hustle Bandit Raticate, guys. This is some true power. Double edge from a Hustle Bandit Raticate is nothing to mess around with. And I go for the Flame Wheel. It's really good coverage. It covers steel types, and well, Raticate doesn't really have anything else to carry. You could run quick attack, but I prefer a Flame Wheel just to get some extra coverage. So right here my opponent decides to bluff that his Primeape is Scarfed. So I feared that it was Scarfed at this point. So I decided to sack off my Girafarig because it didn't really do that much for me right now. But I actually live it, which is pretty cool. And well, that actually made me think that it was Scarfed even more because I lived that. So now I switch out into my Machoke because I knew this was a pretty good time to set up bulk ups, because I know my Machoke could take hits really good. So now I decide to switch out, and no, he decides to switch out and goes into the Noctile, knowing that Noctile can do good stuff against Machoke. So I go for the bulk up, bulking up, getting even stronger and stronger than Machoke usually is. And well, my opponent actually, well, he will go for the Air Slash right now, and he is faster, fortunately enough. and this air slash is going to do around 50%, 40 I would say, but luckily enough he doesn't flinch me and I can ice punch him really hard and kill him, which is a good thing. So now my opponent goes into the Geico. I think Kecleon is new. I know that it has been banned for a while, so maybe it's back, but he goes for the fake out. This is a life orb Kecleon with fake out and all other kinds of priorities. He probably has the sucker punch as well. So now he goes for the shadow sneak, and I know these kind of tricks, and I didn't fall for it. I didn't go for the fighting type move, and I decided just to go for the knockoff, playing it safe in case he went for the shadow sneak, trying to be cheeky, and I did make the right prediction, so that's good. That means that the Geico is down as well, knocking off his life orb, and now he goes into the Primeape. So from this point, being a revenge kill and being just a Primeape, this Thunder Punch is definitely going to kill, even though I'm at +1 defense and pretty bulky, but 15 HP, nope, not living a Thunder Punch. So now I go into my Torkoal knowing that it is bulky enough to take Thunder Punches, probably 3 or 4 from this range. And I knew that he would go into Wally, predicting the Will-O-Wisp, and I decided to go for the Flamethrower. And Rocks plus Burn plus Flamethrower, this makes it doing a good amount of damage, probably 40%. Well, maybe even 50%. No, that's more like 40%. So the Toxic is unfortunate because that means that I can't really stay in, and his burn is racking up, and this Wally is not living a long time. So now I switch out, not risking him being faster and not wanting to rack up the toxic damage because I need good health, and I decide to switch to sack off my Big 5, my Giraffaric. And I really need to use Giraffaric more. It is a really cool mon. Look at its ears. They're just so cute. And it's a very special one because I think it's the only giraffe Pokemon in the game. Not totally sure, but now I go to my Fox Bay. This is a little bit of a spoiler of something that's going to be happening in the future. I just go for the Ice Beam to play it safe. He might have gone into the Leafeon and I didn't want to risk it. So, well, it is a bit of a spoiler because the Fog battle is coming up soon. I'm not sure, I didn't battle Trent quite yet. But right here I decided to stay in just to see if I could take a Leaf Blade, because I am max HP Eviolite, but I don't, unfortunately enough. I have seen this little Fox Bay living a good amount of hits, but Life Orb is too much for him to take. I think I would take a non-Life Orb one, in all honesty. So now I'll go for the Double Edge. Powerful. Ooh, don't mess with rats, guys. As you guys can see, Ratatouille just demolished that guy, just easily. It probably killed 2 Leafeonis. So right here, I still thought that he was scarfed, but he is going to reveal that he isn't at this point. So I go into Ice Cold just to make sure that I can, get a free switch into my Torkoal, not taking any unnecessary damage. And I go for the Ice Beam, but he goes for the Endure again. And as you guys are able to see from this point, the Primeape gets the speed boosting berry and goes to the reverser. This is a really cool set. You should definitely check out Raymond's FlamingAxel's original movesets, because they contain a lot of cool things like that. So now I go to my Ratatouille, which is a stupid play. I should have just gone into my Torkoal straight away, because right here he predicts my Sucker Punch, and I wanted to finish this with style. I wanted to Sucker Punch. But there's also a number one rules, guys. If you play with Sucker Punch, never stop Sucker Punching, because that's what I did at this point. And Raymond made a marvelous play, and he decided to predict my switch. And I just never stop Sucker Punching, guys. Just go on to the max of the PP. At one point your opponent will decide to make the wrong play and not going for the non-damaging move. So I made a stupid play right here, and I should have lost this battle, but because Raymond is such a good guy and he's a good friend of mine, he knew that I actually deserved to win this game. I only messed up on the last moves, and he decided to let me win this one just to go for a attacking move at this point. So that means that the Sucker Punch is able to kill him, and that is able to give this a 1-0 victory in my favor, which is really cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. Check out FlamingAxel's Raymond's channel, and then I'll see you guys in my next video. Later.